the end of the hall, you're going to have our 2 shooters. So this is going, I'm not going to say 2, I'm not going to say 3 to the officers, we're going to say multiple.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a few of you guys spread out in the hallway playing dead, and then a few of you guys in here. So determine who wants to go kind of spread out around the hallway. Like ask for help, say help me, or whatever, or play dead. I don't care which one you guys want to do. The rest of you guys hang tight in here. But yes, have the gun right here. Fire off a couple rounds as they're coming in.
Yeah.
They're responding as like the first on the scene.
Okay.
And they're choosing to go through and do it, which is like a lot of people have not done that. They've waited for backup, they've waited for this, but there's gunshots going on.
Gotcha.
So they're gonna respond as a singleton person.
Oh, okay.
That's just like, where is the stimulus? Where is he at? You know, getting information and intel from the staff, from the faculty, the students, whatever.
Okay.
And then you can just be in here as if you had already been shooting, or you still have some rounds left. Shot.
Not only was it the SRO, but 9 officers were there at the same time on the outside of the school, putting on their vests and waiting. They didn't go in. It wasn't just the SRO. It was most of the sheriff's department. Still shooting. The dude's right in front of the door. What do? Wait. At 11:41, we got another text message from a phone call from another girl to save me. They said, well, what are we doing? Finally, the board tactic to make entry.
But let's go into the technical side of it, and we can start explaining some of this stuff, which will help you process more to make better decisions faster. Your muzzle is not doing what it should be doing. We're gonna have you bring it up, so where you can at least cover something and have lethal coverage on something, should you need it.
So many, like that's the first thing that goes away in what I see in law enforcement videos is their discipline to be in a fight. Always, I get it, you're not trying to flag people, but when shots are ringing, you better have that gun up.
The same type of training and a little bit of the same understanding, maybe from different backgrounds, maybe from different like methodologies or schoolhouses or whatever. But I want to use this as a conversation to help introduce ideas that make us all better.
Right? Do you guys carry breaching tools on you, on your kit? What are you guys carrying with you? Pry bar? A little jimmy tool? Hands? I carry one breaching tool with me all the time. It would be a Halligan because it's literally the best breaching tool in the world. But have something, because if you have to get in there, not getting in is not an option. You have to find a way to make one.
I use my left hand, I wrench down, use all the Velcro, and then it should only take about 1 to 2 turns.
So I'll take it out, and I'm not gonna separate that part because it's already here. Get it up nice and tight, then I just pull the tab against, pull hard. Now it's facing the outside, and then I just start twisting. Couple, start losing circulation. Tuck it in. And I do this, and then let's say, Jamie, if you want to take that and just start twisting the backpack up under here. Start twisting, twist, twist. You can twist this, and I'll face you guys so you can see. On my leg, on my arm, whatever, twist it over and over and over, cut off the circulation, and then sit on it and rest. That'll stop. All we're doing is taking that hose and bending it, right? So it's no longer flowing. Something to think about. And that goes with processing. Processing, what the hell can I see, what's going on? I know that the first priority is eliminating the threat, getting rid of it, ending it. But the next part, while we're talking to fire and EMS and anybody else, and if we're out of tourniquets, you can use a bunch of other stuff.
Again, I'm doing this in a team fight. I'm thinking with the team. All right. So 3 and 4 man. You guys tell me where's the 12 o'clock in this room? 11. Collapse down. Dan comes up at the 1. Collapse down. 1 meter off.
It might benefit me really quick to check and then go. because I can address a threat from right there at the threshold, inside, move out of the way of my buddies, and get an angle on whoever that is.
Let's say this is a corner fed, and I have another door right here, right? If I start pushing this way, I may expose myself to that. Whereas if I'm pushing this way, I can start seeing that from here and clear it as I'm going.
Nice center mass like that, yeah. So I want to be looking over it like this. My chin, my eyes, that's what I'm looking at. Because if I'm like this and Dan's right there and I need to engage, I know it's not much, but there's a difference between scanning like this and scanning like this. If something were to happen, that's why I want to be looking. I want my barrel looking at what I'm looking at, having that lethal coverage if possible. Cool? There you go. Okay. The muzzle is up. Absolutely. Seeing what's in there. So one man went in. Same thing with two man. If two man snapped up, boom, right here, that corner is either clear or it's not right now. Yeah. So I know. So I don't have to take 2 or 3 steps considering it before I help my buddy. Yeah. That's it. The second
When
I
you
see
when you
this,
said it
right
played
there.
back in my head.
That's it. Yeah. And it, again, guys, it's just, this is the small shit, little tiny things that I hope to give you the videos that you can just kind of see and be like, okay, I get it. But the second I'm here, boom, I'm gonna start collapsing. It's done now.
So Devin and I are aligned with each other, not getting ahead of ourselves. And then Dan and Jamie are just stacked up behind us, flexing wherever we need to go.
So we're not bunched up in the middle as like this big glob of a target. We're also not sucked into the wall where bullets are skipping and hitting us. So we're just far enough off the wall, but we do have good cross coverage moving down the hallway.
One advantage of this too is if we do have people running out, right? We have an avenue of their escape. We can start pushing them to the middle, and we still have long coverage of whatever we're seeing, right?
When I button hook, I'm leaving enough room for if Devin were to be on me, just like how he is, he's already clearing that corner, and we can both have both of our barrels in the fight simultaneously. 11, collapse down. Dan comes up at the 1, collapse down, 1 meter off of Jamie. Now, we're doing it right. You got a nice strong L in this corner head room. Does that make sense?
Pause, push.
On this side,
Going.
on me. Hold on.
But as you know, like every building or anything that we enter, it's always going to be different. There's going to be opposing doors and all kinds of weird shit. So if I do see that, I'm like, okay, hey, I got this door here. I can maybe scoot out of the way just a bit until we're ready to commit to that door. So that way we're not just standing where I can smoke somebody from this adjacent space to where you're standing.
Could you could see that door, right? From right here?
Yeah.
What can you do? Can you communicate it to these guys?
Having an open door left.
Cool, communicate it. So then when I come up here as you, right? Now I have that. Maybe I do step this way a little bit and let him take that corner as I come around here. You guys buy off on that?
Yeah, it's just every freaking room, every door, every building, every structure, all that is different. So I want to try to expose us to as many weird variables as possible. That way it gets you thinking, okay, I understand the fundamentals and the building blocks of this, but I can also use my head to see like, oh, this is something that's unknown, I didn't see it. And if we can expose to more of that, that's more processing power and it's more exposure that'll help you react reflexively if it ever happens for real, or when it does happen for real in our scenario day.
Here. See where we're at? right? You were way up here.
Yeah, everybody
and
was-
now you can be exposed to something over there. You don't know that,
Right.
right? So stay tight.
Yeah.
And the farther away you get this way,
More exposed.
the more, well, I don't know where he's at now, right? So I know that he's only snapping this corner. He's not going in the middle of the hallway, so if he's only snapping that corner, I only need to be right here.
Yeah,
Cool.
that makes sense.
Going through live rooms, but this is a training system that you're going to shoot rounds at. We're just going to use airsoft that are set up with optics and everything like that. It's just airsoft rifles, but it's going to be a visual-based stimulus. So you're not going to hear screaming or gunshots or anything like that. It's going to be visual-based, which is the longest neuro pathway. So we're trying to teach the longest neural pathway because if you can speed that up, everything else gets faster.
You, in this first room, watch this. Nick gives you the squeeze, and you're gone before he can even get in there, right? Slow your roll up a little bit because you need someone to protect you from that corner.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. One of the things that I also want everybody to kind of think about, I know we're going to be shooting, we're doing drills and everything. If I'm coming out of the holster, if you're coming out of the holster for any reason at all, outside of training, why is that? Yeah, you need to stop a threat. Like somebody's life is in danger. Like that is an emergency. So I know we're shooting one round and we're thinking about it, but the thing we always preach is like beyond the drill, keep our heads switched on beyond that. Like we're coming out, we're doing 4,000, 5,000 bang. But if you noticed, I continued scanning just to see like, keep my head in the game. I don't want to switch my brain off the second the shot is fired and the drill is over. Does that make sense? So just kind of be reluctant to put that gun back in the holster. You came out for a reason, so I want to train it the way that I want it to be used in real life. It's most likely an emergency where you end up doing something like that. Moving backwards, moving laterally, someone is probably moving toward you or has something that can end your life pointed at you. So it's an emergency. So if we can treat it that way and keep the mentality of it's real with us, that's going to be a lot more efficient and effective. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
All right, stand by, and good, nice. Treat this as like a holster draw. You're about to commit to a fight. So when you're doing it, your safety's coming off. So where you get your sight picture, you're just breaking a shot. Does that make sense?
It makes it easy as that rifle is coming up, your thumb is already in position taking the safety off. It's just like one fluid motion.
Stand by. Go ahead, bud. Look, plant, pivot. Does that make sense? This is a very direct type thing. We can get in the footwork about it, but if you notice, my stance here is the same when I turn into it. Make sense? I'm just practicing getting into position. Any questions?
And he's looking before he's just turning and throwing his muzzle out. He's identifying. I have to have positive ID or target identification or whatever you guys call it with ever your verbiage. But I'm looking to see, yes, that is a threat, and now I'm snapping it up. Threat! And holster.
So we're going to pick it up just a little bit. We're going to shoot 3 into position. So once you get into position, you stop. And what I mean by into position is I'm not going bang, 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 even though if we can do that, that'd be great. But we're got to think this person's coming up top over us or whatever. And we want to just overwhelm them with violence of action, right? So it's bang, 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 bang. This is also, I like to say, a check on learning with your holster draw. Is your gun actually in the fight the whole time? Does that make sense? make sense? Because I'm literally doing the same draw like we did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but now it's just I'm shooting while I'm doing it. Cool? Yeah, into position.
One thousand, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Yep.
11:28.
So if John and I, let's just say that this is a door, and this door had a knob right here or a knob right, let's just say the knob's here. And John and I are covering this door. He has lethal coverage that way, and I just need to throw it open or pull it open. I don't want to do that like this. I don't want to do that like this, because what am I going to stop if there's a guy with a gun, which everybody has seen that video, what is it, 2 weeks ago? Something? Dude's there with a rifle, kind of low, open the door, the guy's already there with a gun. Okay, so anytime I'm looking at something, I need to have some type of lethal coverage. That's the idea, that's the thought process. So what I'm going to do is have it under my arm, right here, and I'm going to throw the door open or pull it open, step back, let it breathe, and get into position. If something happened right then, I'm gonna face this if you have your ears on. If something happened at that point right there, when I was throwing the door open, can I see where my round is gonna, I'll get back a little bit so it doesn't blow the target. So I throw it open, can I fire around and see where it hit? And then can I go into position? Yes. So that critical amount of time that it would have taken to go, oh, grab it and then get my gun up and come off safe, I just saved by doing one movement, which is safety finger squeeze. It happens to be like this. It's not safety, then squeeze, it's this. And safety and squeeze at the same time. Got it? Threat! Threat!
Good. 5 moving. Nice. Go up there. Yep, now do it.
I got a 2-part competition if you guys want in on it. The winner is gonna get a coin and a flag. John and I are gonna run. And me. And Jamie. 3 of us are gonna run. If you can beat us, then I'm gonna give you an extra special next level gift. Yeah, it's actually, I'll give it away. It's a dagger. I got a dagger that we made with Half Face Blades. We collaborated with them, and they made a dagger with our logo on it, and that will be the prize. To win, you have to be the fastest time and also accurate. So if you throw, let's say that you throw 1 round and the other guy throws 2 rounds, then maybe that's who wins or whatever, but let's try and be passing. My time as far as cleanliness but the only person that didn't miss is Andrew. Yep. So that means
I thought it was if we beat you.
I know. Are
you serious?
I get,
Gets excited.
I get excited. I like
Dude,
this
you're
shit.
kidding.
So, yeah, you win.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dagger, sick,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. So you get both of them. You get the
Yeah.
coin and the flag and the dagger.
Blake can have the coin in the flag. So
Yeah?
he
I think Blake
killed
already has that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to him.
Okay,
That's-
talk to him.
Yeah.
Talk to him and see if
But
he
it's
has
fair that he gets one.
He will. Yeah. You failed? That's all right, dude. That's all right. You didn't fail because you're here training.
All right. So, active shooter in school.
Okay.
You're the first one that responds. You're right down the road. You get here. Multiple callers have been calling in about kids getting shots at the school.
Okay.
So you're the first one in. You came through the stairwell and you're heading this way.
Cool. Solid copy.
All right. We're live.
Everyone's okay? Hands up! On top of your head! I'm here to help, guys. I'm here to help.
Scenario over. Love the aggressiveness. Yeah. Right? We hear those shots. No time. We don't need to waste time just going nice and slow.
Right.
But how fast could you process information? Do you think you're able to process and
I should have slowed down right through here. Only because I got that going down. No one's talking to me. I probably see it coming out, so I probably should have taken that time. Come in and really dig corners
Yeah. Right down this hallway. Can you haul ass down this hallway?
and slow it back down.
Slow it back down. Take a deep breath, and then go in there and clear those corners. Good job. Like you dug those corners, saw those dudes deep.
Yeah.
Swung right back and got her back in. Yeah. So I love the aggressiveness. Pam.
That's good. Got one down, one down.
Hold on him.
Got him. Good. Scenario over. Good job. Good job. Where's the shooter? Where's the shooter? Come on. Is he the only suspect?
Final scenario of the day. We're increasing the complexity. So whereas we've given them decisions to make and things to think about, as far as the person with the gun, are they the shooter? Are they a citizen or somebody responding appropriately to eliminate the threat before the police get there? And now we're introducing a multiple shooter. It's going to be two shooters. We're not going to tell them if it's 2 or 3 or 4. We're just going to say it's multiple shooters. And we've increased the complexity, and we're going to make them work for it a little bit. So they're going to have to come up the stairs, go down a long hallway, see all of the atmospherics that are in play, and they're going to encounter the shooters who are going to shoot at them and split in different directions. One of them is going to be having their hands up once they enter the room, which is something that they're not supposed to or they're not allowed to engage because he's given up effectively. Then they're going to hear bangs as if another attack has happened, and they're going to process and eliminate that threat. Now that threat is going to fight back, and it's going to be hidden somewhere in the next room around the corner, and it's going to simulate either an explosion or more shots going off. So this is the final exercise of the day, and we're just going to increase the stress and increase the heart rate with their physical fitness, because they're going to be going upstairs and going down long hallways. So let's get to it. Got one down in here.
Find a job and do a job. Do something useful. If you got 5 dudes in there, they're handling it, or 3 other dudes in there, they're handling it. Hey, I know if there's kids out here, let me get them out. Or maybe I'll encounter another bad guy and protect them even more. So I thought that was awesome. On them, you have to put your body armor in between them and the victims and make sure that that guy is down. Weapon sweep, we do an eye thump in the eye, make sure they're dead, and then put handcuffs on that dude, make sure he can't get back up. Cool? And then
That's definitely a training for me, because I'm not used to training like that at all, so that's awesome.
but you were able to process that information. You noticed the dude with the gun was not the dude in the tan. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, drop the gun. He's a citizen. He's going to listen to you, right? So he drops the gun. Then we address the suspect, take him into custody, and then from there we can deal with the rest.
So with the medical portion, you guys saw the treatments. You guys did everything you needed to do, and doing the needle D, I asked you like, hey, how do you do this? And then you just, hey, exactly what I taught you guys. And you saw the signs and symptoms. You asked him if he just had trouble breathing, and he wasn't. It was evident that he just was having that trouble breathing. So you recognized that, put the chest seal and did the needle D. So good on that. It was a little like combobulated in the sense of like, all right, we're gonna pull him up. The radio call was good to shoot it up, but I don't know if somebody took charge of like, hey, what's going on? It's like, I get it, everyone wants to do the job, but when you're in that leadership position, you give up some of that hands-on in the fight type deal to be like, hey, what's this? What's going on up here? Okay, cool. We consolidated as much as we could. Hey, if you're able to leave, which I saw that, which was awesome to see. But somebody just step up, stand up, look back, and be like, all right, this is it. This is what we need.
So, do we move directed threat to this?
Yes.
We know where the intel. We have good intel on where it's at. You can hear active stimulus of people screaming. Yeah, let's do that. But I also noticed that as you guys passed the open doors, somebody still scanned them.
Yeah.
Good, right?
Because gave him commands, and he immediately separated. I could tell his body language, his demeanor was not a threat to me. And he's immediately saying, I'm a teacher, he did follow commands. I just pushed him, went to the ground, separated from the gun. And at this point, we still don't know exactly, even though he's saying substitute, I didn't want to get off of him.
Yep, I agree.
It's still a chaotic scene. I haven't seen that the whole room is cleared. Like in my peripherals, I'm seeing whoever ran that long wall is still moving. So I'm like, all right, I'm occupied with him. Once this collapsed, I think we're good to move on from it.
So, process that information. We talk about it over and over again. Don't move faster than you can process information. That is why, right? So, because I can move pretty fast and shoot accurately, but if I shoot him, I'm going to prison. Even though I was accurate with my shots, moving fast, but I didn't process it.
You guys were the only ones that took me out of the equation completely. Everyone else just kind of took my word for it. I'm a teacher, okay, and they left the rifle right next to me. You're the only one that took me completely out of the equation. Got rid of the rifle, put me on my face. Like, yeah, that was great.
Good.
Hey, I'm gonna treat this. I'm gonna move on. Now I'm gonna treat this. Can you walk? Can you lead? Yes, you can. Go ahead and guide them out. And Nick, you're kind of like facilitating, like, oh, you go over here, you go over here. And then you guys had like some people that couldn't walk, and so you guys like, all right, hey, get some help. Let's go ahead and just move this out of the way. And then yeah, there are some expectant patients, some patients that aren't gonna make it out, that unfortunately aren't unable to do it. You guys noticed that, treated to what you could, and then walked it out. So great job with the leadership on that, Nick. Then everyone just followed suit. We're like, yep, this is what I have. We're gonna head and move on. So great job on that.
Right. With uniform fact, you mentioned there, so it should be a direct threat type of deal. And if anything, it's a dirty CQB of just like lost, like the guys behind you, like looking in windows and if they see anything off. But you know for a fact where that guy's at. So push to him before, because guess what he's doing? The more you're taking time, the more he's barricading himself. Right.
Or killing kids or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I will say, coming down this hallway, it's like you guys are law enforcement last time I checked, so demand your presence. You guys see those people right there. No one said a goddamn thing until
Or maybe
Yeah.
17 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, I came around and I saw that he had, and once I saw that he had a gun, I was like, drop the gun, and then that's when he started firing at us.
you could, I mean, you could have started way back here.
This
right?
is
Like,
true.
So that's why, like, you pushed about halfway through this hallway. I think past these double doors. That's where you're like, hey, drop the, like you had eyes on them the whole time. So that's just command your presence when you're doing this, approaching especially. You hear gunfire and drop long, like get in there. That long is not important right now. Your buddy that just went in there is alone. I'm just gonna take you out of the scenario for a second and just look at it in real life. This shot that you got right here or somewhere around here, that was, I would, as two-man, that's your responsibility. You know what I mean? You're responsible for that because he went in there alone, and CQB is built on trust.
You know, every single thing that we do, we learn from every class, and everybody has a little bit of their own experience and feedback. So we want to use that to make it better. We don't want to just keep doing the exact same thing over and over and over, thinking it's the best thing ever. Something that I learned 10 years ago, 12 years ago in the military is no longer a thing that's relevant anymore because of how warfare, or whatever you want to call it, active threats or gunfights or whatever, that is something that is always evolving and changing. So we want to make sure that we're always evolving and changing at the same rate, at the same pace, and sometimes trying to be slightly ahead of that.
What really motivated me to start doing this outside of, because I just love training, was the Uvalde experience. And as a father, I really put myself in those parents' shoes. So when I'm giving critiques and kind of being really direct about it, it's really because I'm seeing that. It's coming from that. But living here locally, and I say this, and I mean it, I do feel safer knowing there's cops out here like you, guarding the most precious thing in the world to me. So I thank you guys for taking your training so goddamn seriously, truly.
You guys kicked ass. Like, every one of you improved from day one, from the glass house to moving down the hallway to doing all this stuff. And like I talked about a little bit before, I don't care if you get the dance steps right, as long as you have the mindset that you're going to go in no matter what. That is the most important thing. And every one of you demonstrated that today. There was no hesitation. Bad guys were in there. You knew that there were simulation rounds coming at you. Not one person hesitated at the door.
Having talked to you guys, during the course, some of you guys was like, yeah, we gloss over it, we do this and that. And I said it day one where we stopped the killing and now we have to stop the dying. And now I can trust you guys in doing that. From the X amount of hours that we did it, and I feel like it's maybe a short amount of time, but in that short amount of time, you guys can definitely go in there and be like, I see a problem and I'm gonna fix it. Even if it's just like, I don't have the tools to do this, I know I can do something. And I feel that's what really, it's just great to see. And I do have that passion of teaching, and I just loved that you guys were just willing to absorb, because I feel like on day one I didn't get as much, but now on day three I was like, hey, we're gonna go through March, we're gonna go through massive hemorrhage, airway respirations, and you guys were all in. And I was just like, all right, this is what I love to see, because like these guys said, you guys are gonna be there in the front lines having to do this. You guys are gonna be the first in these situations, and you're gonna be the first to see the threat, stop it, and then you're gonna be the first to see those injured, whoever they may be. And now I trust you guys have the confidence to do it. In whatever skill level that you have, you gave you this experience and you guys took it to 100%, and then some realizing like, hey, we're just all glad you came.